Hi, I'm Ryan Glover with Glover Nursery. Today we're going to talk a little bit about mulching your garden for the fall, why you'd want to do it, and whatnot. So this bed here was full of rock, which is a really popular thing to do nowadays. I think it's being much overused for what it is. Uh, Rock has its place, but not as much as I think it's being used. So what we did is we removed all the rock. We're putting down an organic compost in here. So we're just spreading a nice layer of it in here. What this is going to do over the fall is going to help break down into the soil, keep the soil warm for the winter time, and then add some nutrients. And it's going to hold the moisture in and do just as good a job, if not better, of weed prevention than rock. And I think that's what happens a lot is people think you pour rocks in and you don't have weeds, but rocks actually are a lot of maintenance. Not really any less maintenance than having a normal garden. So we still have our drip system in here, gonna have mulch in here, and the one thing that makes it nice is if you want to add plants and do things, it's much easier when it's just covered with rocks. Just to add one gallon plant becomes kind of a job. So if you do like to garden and things, I think this is a good way to go. And like I said, it helps build your soil for the winter time.
How much do you apply?
You want a good 2 to 4 inch layer. And one thing to keep an eye on is where your soil meets your concrete. You want to have that down at least 2 inches or more, so that way when you add your mulch up to that edge, you have a nice finished edge below the concrete, so that's somewhere for the water to go and to settle. If you build it up, if you don't have any room right there, it's going to fill and then spill over to the concrete and then be kind of a maintenance pain. So that's one secret there, is to cut all your edges down prior to mulching anything.
I noticed that you have some edges around your plants as well. Is that the same concept?
These were
dug out?
No, these were planted in the rock.
Oh.
And since this is a heavy clay soil, they're planted up a little higher to help with drainage. So that's why they were these previously had the decorative rock around them. So now it's just going to be all mulch.
So for what your purposes are with the compost, do you have recommendations of I know we wrote a blog post about mulch versus soil versus rock.
Mm-hmm.
What's your preference?
I like a good mulch, compost, whatever you want to call it, with a good mix of materials. This has some fines down to larger pieces in it. Since this is a clay soil, help for aeration. If you want to go with like a chunk bark or a soil pep, something more uniform to give a certain look, that's fine, and it will help just as much. So I don't think what you pick makes a huge difference.
And then in terms of soil conditioning for spring, what's the benefit of a compost like this versus a big chunky rock?
The compost, it has actual carbon in it that will help break down in the soil and build your plants, where rocks are just rocks.
Right.
And so you have the different size materials, and earthworms will come up to grab material, bring it down in the soil. So this actually builds your soil. When you just have weed barrier and rocks,
this allows the oxygen exchange and different nutrients to flow down. I just didn't know how quickly I just don't know how quickly that happens. But
it takes time, year after year. Creating soil takes a long time. To create good soil takes a long time. You want to do it each year, but the more you do it, the less you have to do like in the future. But you just keep topping it off, and
smells good.
Yeah.
So really nice aroma.
Yeah. So.
All right. Any other compost mulching tips before we sign off for this video?
I think a lot of people want to know the difference. Should I buy a bag? Should I buy in bulk? So bulk is great to me if you're gonna be placing it in a far part of your yard and you have a lot of hauling to do. Bags is kind of nice because you can go that distance. If you're placing it around a lot of plants and everything, bags is nice because you can kind of target where you're going. Bulk is great if you have a big area to do, and then you can move it around. One thing you can do if you already have established plants, if you can put, like, I don't have it with me, but a plant like this, you can just put a 5-gallon bucket over them, put your mulch, spread it around when you're done, pull the buckets off.
Oh, that's
kind of something little thing landscapers do, make it easier. Yes, with ground cover, I would do your mulch and then plant the ground cover. It's really hard to do it the other way around, but if you have plants or going to be planting plants, that gives you a nice finished look. If you're doing a new bed or changing something, I would try to plant all your plants and then mulch it for a nice finished look. And then you could kind of do, like I was saying, you could just kind of top pat all the plants, cover the mulch. When you're done, pop them off, and then it looks nice.
So smart. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And I'll just do one more quick glance at this beautiful compost. What kind is this again?
This is our garden mix.
Oh, this is beautiful.
So
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.